In Ready or Not 2, Here I Come, moments after surviving an all-out attack from the Domus family, Grace, played by Samara Weaving, discovers that she's reached the next level of the nightmarish game, and this time with her estranged sister, Faith, at her side, played by Kathryn Newton. Grace has one chance to survive, keep her sister alive, and claim the high seat of the council that controls the world. 4 rival families are hunting her for the throne, and whoever wins rules it all. Ready or Not 2, Here I Come is directed by Bettinelli-Olpin and Tyler Gillett, and they directed the original Ready or Not film, and they also directed Abigail and a couple of the Scream films. And Ready or Not 2, Here I Come debuted at the 2026 South by Southwest Film Festival and will be released worldwide in cinemas starting March 19, March 20, depending on which country you're living. Ready or Not 2, Here I Come. For me, did have some fun with this film. For me, it just lacks the freshness and the originality of the original film. And I think if you are going into this sequel just wanting more of the same than the original, then I think you're going to be happy, because this doesn't really do, it's basically just a remake of the original film and basically the same plot. It's basically just Samara Weaving trying to avoid all these crazy people trying to kill her, and that's basically the plot of the original film. But this time she's joined by her sister, played by Kathryn Newton, and a whole wide range of newer crazy characters who are trying to kill her. What differs this film from the original is this film is much bigger on scale, and it's quite plot heavy. The first 35 minutes of the film is just talking and lore and story and lore and introducing all these characters, and the final 20 minutes of the film is more talking and story. So it favors the story more so than the kills and the chasing and the violence compared to the original film. And as I said before, this film just lacks the freshness of the original film and just doesn't have that inventive kills and violence that the original film has. There are a couple of nice, amusing kills in this film, but they're not particularly kills that you'll remember in a couple of weeks after you watch the film. And I think maybe this film just introduced way too many characters. There are a couple of characters they could have just discarded from this film, and you would not have missed them at all. Like Dan Bareem plays this kind of like spoiled rich guy, and he doesn't really add anything to the film. And because there's just so many characters in the film, most of the characters don't really get much of a chance to make much of an impression. But the film mainly focuses on 2 characters, 2 bad guys basically, Samara Gellar and her twin brother, played by Shawn Hatosy, and their father, who played by Devin Cronenberg in a bit of a cameo role at the beginning of the film. Passes away, and because of this, that drives the plot forward, and both Samara Gellar and Shawn Hatosy have to fight for the crown of being the head devil worshipper. And during this review, if it sounds like I'm talking a lot about characters and plot and story, that's because there's just too much story in this film. I just wish it focused more on the action and the inventive skills. There's just not a lot of inventive action in this film. I swear nobody in this film knows how to shoot. Like, there's several scenes throughout the film where one of the characters tries to shoot down Samara Weaving and his sister and just completely misses. Another strength of this film is the relationship between Samara Weaving and Kathryn Newton. They do spend a lot of time fighting, and it gets a little bit annoying sometimes, but they do have a nice back and forth with each other, nice chemistry, and you do feel for them as the film goes on. But there are some amusing scenes in this film. Like, there's a nice little slow motion wedding fight between Samara Weaving and her ex-fiance's mistress, who she didn't even know existed, played by Mary J. That's a nice amusing scene. And also, if you're patient, finally the final scene of the film when Samara Weaving is forced to get married, that is quite amusing as well. I just want to give a shout out to mainly Samara Weaving. She really gets, just like the original film, she really goes through the everything in this film, and she's just up for any task. She can handle the comedic elements of the film and the brutal violence, and just I really wish she could get out of this genre, barren that she is stuck at the moment, and really branch out to other types of films. But she really is fantastic in this film. I give Ready or Not 2, Here I Come, 3 stars out of 5. I did have a lot of fun with this film. It does lack the freshness and the originality of the original film, but Samara Weaving is fantastic in this film, and she really carries this film all the way to the end. And there are some amusing scenes and lines, but there are just too many characters in this film, and just too much plot, too much talking. But still, I do recommend this film. I just don't expect as much as the original film, and you probably have some fun with this film like I did. Thanks for watching. What did you think of Ready or Not 2, Here I Come? Please comment below what you thought of the film. See you next time. Bye.